what's happening, everybody? It's Ike from Flipside Music, and welcome. Oh, Flipside Music, the great American guitar store. We're gonna start plugging that.
Yeah.
Because we got stuff coming up. Welcome to F.A.Q. Season 3, episode whatever the...
31.
Yes.
And yeah, we missed last week, but we are back this week.
Yeah, we got in.
What happened
we were
last week?
We were all set up, but then we got in and... we were down...
Oh, yeah, we were down a man. Yeah.
We were down a person, and then also it just got busy, and the phone was ringing before we knew it. We were like, well, that's the end of that. So,
yeah, because we had, I think the phone was ringing off the hook before we even opened.
Yeah, so, yeah. Once we get over to the new place, which is still working, by the way, it's slow go.
Everything's longer than we thought,
it's going to be much longer.
Yeah.
My big worry is that by the time we actually get the C of O and are able to get in, we're going to be at, like, the first week of December. Which
I hope it's not that late, but
I think I got a bad feeling, son.
Got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah. Well, we're still working with structural engineers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's good times alone. But then we got to get into the city of Denver, which I think most of them are still working from home.
Mm.
And they're not known for their speediness.
Right. They weren't speedy before, now they're at home. So.
Right. The speedosity. So that's going to be something. And then we got to wait for the permits. Right. And then we can get the work going, which I think the work is going to take less time to actually do the physical work than it is
the permits.
For all the planning and the permits.
That is so
guaranteed.
Stupid.
I think it's going to take us 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
Once it gets going, I think 6 personally, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, either way, it's going to be Thanksgiving or Christmas with Flipside. Yeah.
Right. So,
the 25 days of Nightmare Before Christmas.
Horseshite.
Yeah.
Crazy. Anyway, busy. Sorry about missing last week. I know the 40 people that watch the show here are crushed.
Well, you know what's funny though is because like a few of the customers that come in that do watch them, every time we miss one, ask me about it. It's fun. It is funny. So it's like it does give you at least a little emphasis to do it.
We have a loyal 40 or a loyal 60 that do watch. So,
right.
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
So thanks for participating in our stuff.
Yeah.
So let's just jump right into it. Here.
Yeah.
Question number 1 goes to you.
All right. We usually start with Ben, so let's maybe start with Colin. Colin has a pretty simple one this time.
All right.
So Mr. Colin James asks, favorite bridge humbucker? I feel like this one's easy and not easy because I've had a lot of experience through the shop, but I haven't like owned a lot of different pickups. So it's not like, I guess I got to go with the ones that I know I personally really love. Obviously the 59 style PAFs.
Yeah.
And then I really do love the Seymour Duncan JB, and anything that kind of evolved out of that is, I don't know, I feel like that one's still just the foundational like rock metal pickup.
I agree. So I'm a big fan of PAF style. I got a set of patent numbers, which are the set that came right after the PAFs.
Right.
Very similar tonality. In an old, I bought a 63 Melody Maker from a guy.
Yeah.
Like for $230 way back when. Well, not way back when. It was probably about 7 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
It's probably about 7 years ago I bought.
Yeah, because I remember you were ripping that out when I was still kind of just part-time at that point.
Yeah, and it's in the same condition. Yeah. It's in the same condition as it was way back then when you were just a little ween. So I got a set of once, because the 63 Melody Maker shouldn't have that in it. They don't. So
didn't somebody they carved up that
Yeah,
thing,
they
right?
rounded. Yeah, it's like they used the chisel. It was.
Oh yeah,
awful.
now I remember. Yeah.
Gross. So I'm trying
sad.
I'm trying to get that together at some point this fall.
That'd be cool.
Like that's part of the plan. That's why I got the workshop all cleaned up and everything too.
Okay.
Anyway, so in that was a pair of humbuckers.
Right.
I didn't know when I bought it what they were. Once I pulled them out, I realized they were patent
genuine.
numbers.
Yeah.
So they're like the iteration right after the PAF.
Well,
And I put them into the gold
yeah.
top, into Goldie.
Yeah.
In my Les Paul, and they sound righteous.
Yeah.
So always kind of like to go with the PAF style. I do like that because you can get metally, and you could also do all the bluesy and the classic rocky things.
Well, and I found too that signature like chirp that like Billy Gibbons in particular has.
That little attack bit.
Yeah, there's something about like the 59 style or anything in that vein that hits that like every time. Like the Marshall, like that into a Marshall does that sound, and it's like it's hard to describe because it's like it's a very minute detail, but like that little bit of chirp you get on the pick attack is yeah.
So that being said, Pearly Gates is a great bridge pickup. The DiMarzio PAF is really great.
And I actually love the DiMarzio Super Distortion too.
That's
because of Motorhead.
Yeah. I like the Quarter Pounder by Seymour Duncan. Is it really good?
That's single coil. But
he was going humbucker.
He's going bridge humbucker.
Sorry, bridge humbucker.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like
in that case we're gonna go little 59,
right?
Just so we could.
Well, and I feel like Colin's almost trying to get it. Probably, I don't know, because I've always been interested in bare knuckles, but I haven't ever given him a shot yet.
Yeah,
it's one of those things like it's hard to pull the trigger on it without ever experiencing one. So that's one I have not tried.
And they're not cheap for their custom stuff. They do have a line of lesser expensive pickups.
Oh, okay.
We've talked to them. We just try to figure out where to put them in our lineup and when to put them in the lineup.
Yeah.
If we're even going to. It's kind of a big buy-in for a pickup company.
Right. Pro tip for Seymour Duncan fans. You can actually, if you don't butcher your solder job, you can actually return the pickups if you do it within a month. So like you can actually buy pickups from Seymour Duncan, and if you don't like them in that first month, you can actually send them back, and they'll take care of it. So I always thought that was cool because there's not a lot of pickup companies that'll basically let you take a test drive. Yeah, because once you install it, most pickup companies are like, oh, that's it, you're done. You know.
Well, I mean, it makes sense.
Which it does because you could ruin it. You could do a lot of things to it, but yeah, as long as you don't butcher your wiring, you're good.
Pro tip.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to start making some normal load-in screens that do stuff like that. Just easy ones I can throw in the editing. Yeah.
We could do it.
Yeah.
All right. Where are we at next? Let's go. Darius K says bands people expect you to like, but you just can't get a taste for.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a really good question.
Clutch. Clutch is one that a lot of people really expect me to like Clutch, and I just can't 100% get on board. I don't know what it is, but
I like Clutch.
Yeah, I mean they're okay, but I feel like there's just a lot of other bands I like that
do that similar thing, but you like it better.
Yeah, because it's like
understandable.
If anything, like Clutch takes like one part of like this, like almost like the desert rock stuff, like Caius and Truck Fighters, but then they kind of combine it with like a southern thing. And it's like on paper, I do feel like I should like that, but there's just something that doesn't jive. Yeah,
I can understand that.
But yeah, that's the biggest one that I feel like everybody I talk to that like we'll get going in a conversation about who I like or who they like, and then it always comes to Clutch, and then I'm like, yeah, and then I'm done, and then I'm like, and it's just like I just can't. It's not that I don't like them, I just can't get a good taste for it. Yeah.
See.
I mean, I could name a lot of others, but that's the big one that always comes up. Yeah.
Well, see, that's where I'm leading with this is like, well, because of the way how much stuff I do like I like the metal stuff, but I'm a blues guy and funk and all this other. Just it kind of runs into like so for blues wise, people would think that I would like,
No, Bonamassa?
No.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes. No, you're right. That one does come up like way too often. You're right.
So much.
Yeah. Damn Thorogood.
So George Thorogood. Okay. Just because I like blues and stuff, and people think like somehow I should like George Thorogood. George Thorogood. I freaking hate him. I remember going to a show at Red Rocks with George Thorogood, George Thorogood, and Buddy Guy. Guy comes out and is amazing. This is 10 years ago, maybe more.
Wait, Thorogood was following Buddy?
It was like a dual bill.
Yeah, but that's still that should be illegal. Like
I know, that's what I thought too. That's what I thought too. Buddy Guy burns the house down. Awesome, right? And we're drinking whiskey. And we're getting loaded, and it starts raining like crazy, and then Thorogood comes on, and I'm like, yeah, George, you're fucking hack. I'm so trash, but I just can't do George. I just can't. It doesn't because to me, I don't know. It just
because he basically ripped off John Lee Hooker like left and right. Yeah, it's all his lyrics, his vibe, the whole... And
not like that hasn't happened a lot with bluesy type stuff, but there's something about Thorogood that...
Yeah, but if your only claim to fame is taking a medley of John Lee Hooker songs, like... Yeah, no, I agree.
And The Doors is another one. People somehow think I should like The Doors, and I hate The Doors.
That one I sort of don't get, but it also... everybody I've ever met in your like window of age range, generation wise, doesn't like them as much because it's like the people like the group right before you, like my mom's generation and Steve's generation, like they like the Doors. And then, like, I feel like people kind of my age do, but, like, from my brother's age to your age group, like, 40 to 50. Yeah, I feel like that age group doesn't like the Doors a lot.
And what's crazy is, like, a lot of the music from that time period when the Doors was the biggest. I love a lot of that stuff. And even a lot of stuff that's kind of in that vein I don't know. I got a story, was in college, and this one kid, all he did, it was Doors all the time. Doors, and he used to listen to the spoken word, butterflies and green walls and bluebirds.
That stuff sucks.
The time.
Yeah, the real songs are good, but
it was all the time. It was all Doors all the time, and maybe that just is PTSD'd from it.
No, I would get that.
That was a horrible experience, and it has set it off.
Yeah,
but those are two for me. There are other ones that.
I was gonna say Pink Floyd's the other big one, but I gotta say
I think you need to explore more.
Well, it is, and it's like a lot of it. I actually do like. I guess I do really like David Gilmour. I don't know how much I like the rest of the. It's weird because like Echoes, I really do actually like that song. When I watched that, especially the Pompeii version, then I was like, okay, I really get that. Like I understand it now, but then it's like all of it is not that.
Right, and I think it.
So it makes it hard for me to.
Have you ever watched The Wall?
No, I've only watched like the live at Pompeii thing, which is
a good place to start is kind of like to The Wall.
I mean, I'm familiar. Like I've seen videos or sections of it, but I've never seen the whole thing.
Under the right conditions, it might be the great gateway into
Floyd.
The Floyd stuff. It's kind of like people that don't like the Grateful Dead. I understand that too, and I hated the Grateful Dead for a very long time. But if you wanted to try to explore that and at least see. Part of it with the Grateful Dead, I think, is if you kind of go with the history or something, but like Europe 72 is the big, exalted kind of album. It's a good place to start. And if you can't jive with that or don't quite get it, then maybe it's not going to be for you. But I hated the Grateful Dead for the longest time, and all of a sudden one day it just kind of popped up, and I got it. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Now, granted, what plane of existence I was on at the time may explain how I was like, okay, now I understand what's going on here. But anyway, so
those are all
off the trail.
No, I think that was a good conversation starter. All right, Mr. Terry GGG, what are your guys' thoughts on a bass with a P-bass neck pickup and a Music Man bridge? So I think he basically means a single coil with a humbucker.
The humbucker.
So
we got one of those? Nah.
No, I guess we don't.
Nope. We got two humbuckers.
Yeah. Interesting.
I would be down for that.
I feel like that would be a super versatile bass. So yeah, why not?
You get that nice P bass thumpy.
Yeah.
And then you get the nice cut of a bridge humbucker.
Yeah.
I think that would be badass. So I'd be all for it.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. Honestly, it seems like it'd almost be if you were going to do like a super bass.
You should make one.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say
then you could have something nice.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say if you to me that would be just like a super bass at that point almost like the way they used to do the '80s super Strats. You could do a super bass that way pretty easy.
Yeah, I would go for it.
Yeah. What's the last one's Ben?
Ben Coombs asks us. Ben Coombs, our preferred Canadian YouTuber.
Yeah.
Who makes the best Fender amp clone mid-scooped classic Fender cleans? That's a tough one.
I'm going to go McClostone.
I was going to go there too. We got a local guy, Aaron McClostone, that makes McClostone amplifiers. And there's some stuff that's based off of Fender circuitry with his own little magic sprinkled in there. And he makes some, his versions of like the Deluxe and Princeton's are
I was gonna say his modded
killer.
Princeton's are like basically
it's so good.
Yeah, if you put everything on paper that you wanted to have like a Princeton be, he basically does it, and that's just that's like his stable model. Or I feel like that's the one when I think of his stuff. For some reason, I do think of that one in particular more.
I like the Deluxe. His Deluxe version too. It's really, really.
Yeah, and he does some Tweed stuff as well. But what I actually really love is he's really good at being able to get like the blackface tone and then throw on the Tweed circuit for some drive. Yeah. So it's almost like you get both with his amps. And I don't know.
There's affordable.
They are,
I mean,
yeah. For a handmade, hand-wired amp.
Right.
They're
Pretty
very
affordable.
reasonable. Yeah.
Which you could find right here at Flipside Music, the Great American Guitar Store.
Yeah. But yeah, Aaron McCloskey, yeah, he does great work. Because I mean, especially if we're going for like the mid-scooped Fender tones. Because I was gonna say, whenever Steve does build his Tweed amps, like, those are pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But he's Uncle Tweed for a reason.
Right.
So yeah, I would say if we're going for like more of the blackface era or even silverface, yeah, I would definitely say McCloskey.
And
I know you guys
there's
haven't tried those,
Yeah,
but
there's local. Obviously,
yeah.
there's plenty of other clones that are out
Right.
there that are that. But
yeah, when I hear
we're going it
Aaron-
off
yeah.
of like a local guy that we know that we can speak to because we've actually heard it and not just like what we've
well, even
assumed from a YouTube video.
yeah, Jake and I's friend Adam, he's got an awesome bassman that Aaron built. Like, that thing is literally probably the best bassman I've ever heard. It's a head, but I mean, like, that thing through like a 412 is just sounds amazing.
It's like, oh, hello.
Well, it's like,
Hello,
yeah,
Plexi, man. How
yeah.
are you?
Well, Aaron's like
What's up,
really
Tom?
good at getting that, like, the Fender tone without all the like without the blanket. Like, somehow he's really good at like getting
Kinda
that low
really
end dialed in.
opening it up.
Yeah, because it's like you get a nice, thick, boomy, loud low end, but it's not like flubby. He never goes into that flubby territory, which is like that's the part I feel like is a little hard. And his amps also compress just a little sooner sometimes. So I feel like even like for when you're doing your funky bits on that stuff, it sounds right. Like even without a pedal, it just sounds right.
Yeah,
So,
and you can kind of get a little bit of that singing kind of vibe to it when you're soloing. So
Yeah.
that's what we're gonna go with.
yeah.
But I think that's it, right?
It is,
We're
yeah, a
in
little
the
short,
door
and
going
yeah,
crazy,
and we're
so.
we're open, and hopefully Jake's back with the sausage bagels or whatever.
Sausages.
Yeah.
Get me here. You want to come over here and have a sausage sandwich? You have something for yourself there. Anyway, all right, well, we got to get rolling because it's getting hot as shit back
It
there.
is, yeah, we got to turn the AC back on.
Obviously, the door's opening a lot, so we got to get up front and talk to our customers. So it's good seeing everybody. We'll be back. We're going to try to do some plan. Once we get further down the road, we're going to try to do some planning for some live stuff too, just because it's easier
Yeah.
to a degree. So that's it. So we'll see you guys on the flip side.